Casey's Audio Vault.
Mike Dirnt from Green Day.
June 24th, 2009.
Hello, Casey. How's it going?
Good. How about you today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Got up nice and early, had a lot of coffee. I feel great.
Got a buzz on.
Yeah.
We're all looking forward to the Green Day show next Thursday at the MTS Center. How has the tour been thus far?
Oh, my God. We're killing it. Unbelievable. It's almost like it's every night's just not happening. It's so insane.
You got some crazy theatrics on stage?
I think we're good. You know, every night is something different. And I don't know. We just see it, you know, every crowd is different. Every night's a little different. So we just want to get up there and keep having fun.
No, have you been in most shows? Have you been doing the entire 21st Century Breakdown in sequence?
You know, prior to this tour, we were doing that a lot. But you know, I think we like to play from everything. You know, play from the old records, play from going all the way back to Kerplunk and 39 and Smooth to to songs like Basket Case off of Dookie or She or Longview or whatever. You know, we just run them all, and the set list is probably the hardest thing to put together on this entire tour because every album it gets a little harder.
Now, here in Winnipeg, there's a circle of people that have bragging rights to seeing Green Day play the Royal Albert. That would have been early 90s. Do you remember that show? Do you know the Royal Albert at all?
I'm trying to think which one that was. We played one show up there. It might have been with the Doughboys years ago. Small club. I couldn't remember. It was about 1,500 people. Would that be it? 15.
It would have been less than that. This is a dirty old rundown hotel. Yeah. I know if you're talking about the hotel. Yes, there's only a few we've played there, so it's one of the two I'm thinking of in my head. Does it seem like it's been a long time since you've played those small venues?
No, not really, because we just did kind of a promo tour around the world recently. We played a lot of small shows. We played a bunch of 200-person shows to 400 people, to 1,000 people, to 500 people. You know, and even prior to that, last summer, we went out and did a Foxborough Hot Tubs tour that was, you know, I think the biggest show we played was 400 people, but of course they packed like 600 people in the club.
Was that kind of the appeal of doing the Foxborough Hot Tubs?
I think so, you know. We were just itching to play, you know. It's hard to take. It's necessary to take a lot of time off when you're going to write a record, especially since you've got to live life a little bit in order to, have a little bit of osmosis in order to write songs coming from a real perspective and a real place. But it's also really hard for a band like us, who's, you know, we're used to keeping going, keeping moving forward, not to play shows. So that was a welcome tour.
You and Billy Joe have been friends since you were kids. Do you have an embarrassing tidbit about the guy that most people wouldn't know?
Oh, embarrassing tidbit. What do I got? Let me see. You know, not as of lately.
No?
No, I mean, when we were younger, you know, we used to mess with each other, you know. Billy teased me about my zits, and I'd tease him about his crooked teeth, and but it never got too bad. I don't think anything is too embarrassing. I do know a few tours ago. At one point, he went to bed really drunk and woke up in the middle of the night and went to the bathroom. And it was the night before he had to fly home from Europe. And he got up, went to the bathroom, this and that, and woke up in the morning and opened up his suitcase and was like, "Why are all my clothes soaking wet?" And had to ship them. And then the airline lost his luggage and all of that. Basically, we had to burn all of that stuff because when it came back, it was lost for about 3 or 4 days with piss soaking through everything.
Well, I think we all know at least one person who's done that, and it's funny to hear. But Billy Joe is one of them.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Who do you think would win in a fight?
In a fight between me and Billy?
Yeah.
It depends. You know, it depends on what kind of weapons we were using and if we were jousting.
Okay. What about broadswords?
I'd have to take myself on that one.
Yeah.
You'd be a fool not to. Never enter a fight thinking you wouldn't win.
Well, the other guys in Green Day, they seem to like the eyeliner. Is there any peer pressure? Do you partake in this?
No, the thing is, they don't have my ruggedly handsome good looks.
That's true. They don't have the bone structure.
Yeah, and I every time I do anything that even remotely is effeminate, I end up looking like a Monty Python's girl.
So who's this new guy making Green Day a four-piece? I saw him in the 21 Guns video. Are you taking him on tour?
Well, it's funny. Jason White's he's been out with us for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
Ironically enough. But he's only started being in videos since Wake Me Up When September Ends and now 21 Guns. He's been playing with us for about 10 years, on tour, on TV, on everywhere. Then we've got a couple other guys that'll be on tour with us. We've got Jason Fries, who plays piano and saxophone and about a million other things. So he's been out with us since the beginning of the American Idiot Tour. And we got one new guy. His name is Jeff Matika, who will be filling in on a little bit of acoustic guitar and some high vocals, too.
Do you do any hazing?
A little bit here and there. We like to hang out late at night at the bar and then put it on their room.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's arguing with the front desk when he goes to check out in the morning. Either that or we're going to turn his room, which usually happens at some point or another.
You'll turn it?
And that. Yeah, you knock on the door at like 3 in the morning. You wake him up, and then everybody barges in. You get about 10 people to barge in, and they flip everything in the room upside down.
Is that
Thank you very much, and we all walk out single file line.
is that something that goes back a few years?
This goes back a lot.
American Idiot musical coming soon to Berkeley. Was that something that you saw coming when you were putting that album together?
I think in your wildest dreams you always kind of this band tends to try and think of music on that scale of like the way we thought about it when we were little kids. If you're going to play guitar on stage, why not do windmills and jump up in the air and just go crazy like you would, like the people you watched growing up. And you thought it was so cool that made you want to play guitar. And in your wildest dreams, you think, oh, this would be really cool, but we didn't really push for anything. And then, before you know it, we were approached by the Michael Mayers, who did Spring Awakening, which is on Broadway right now in New York, and it won a number of Tonys. He invited us to see Spring Awakening. We went and saw it, and it is not, it was by, first of all, we didn't know a whole lot about going to Broadway productions or anything, but by all accounts, it's not your parents' musical, and he's got a really cool and kind of crooked way of looking at things and putting his musicals together. So he wanted to run some workshops. We said go for it, and from all the workshops we've seen, it's really, really great. I think he's just going to power through it, no intermission. From what we've seen, it's how can I put it? It's dangerous. It's very suggestive. It's relevant in its content and emotion, and it's sexual. It's everything. I mean, it's fucking, pardon my language, it's pretty awesome. If I say so myself. With that said, I hope it does great. It's really cool to see it go into another medium. I think the best part for us is we'll never get to see Green Day live, which is kind of the worst part about being in Green Day. But to have somebody else perform your music back to you, it's pretty amazing because these kids are the theater is their life, and they're so talented.
Can we expect a movie or something else for 21st Century Breakdown?
I don't think we never say never with Green Day, but there's nothing in the works right now.
Well, you're branching out, part owner in a restaurant, and there's that new shoe on the market with your name on it. What led you to design a vegan shoe?
Well, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 and Angels and Airwaves, he's got a company called Macbeth Shoes, and they actually started that company right around the time we did the Pop Disaster tour with them. And they called me up and they asked if I wanted to do a shoe, and I said, well, let me go down and see your company. And the guys he's got running the company really have their stuff together. And I said, well, sure, this would be a really cool way for me to get a cool shoe, and then we can donate the profits to Souls for Souls, which are for low-income families to get cool shoes on their kids. And so I thought that was kind of a cool thing, and we make it vegan so everybody can wear them.
But you're a meat eater.
Here and there, I try and eat more, more vegetables than anything else.
What kind of role do you have with the restaurant? Do you drop by and pull a shift in the dish pit?
No, I'm what you would call a phantom partner. But, we opened that about 8 years ago, and it was more just to get a cool coffee diner where you could, get a good breakfast, or you could swing in and get a beer or coffee at, midnight, because we really didn't have anything like that in our neighborhoods. And I think it's been really great. It's something I'm really proud of because, a lot of our fans get to swing by and, feel like they're kind of tapping into, into our lives a little bit. And to the same degree, it's a nice place to bring my kid where she can doesn't have to wait an hour to get a waffle.
What kind of jobs did you have when you were younger?
I was a seafood cook for 3.5 years. I worked for UPS, light construction. I painted houses, you name it.
That's all within Berkeley?
Berkeley, Oakland, Richmond, San Pablo, all over the East Bay, in the Bay Area.
Do you still live in the same neighborhood?
Yes, I do. A little higher up the hill at this point. I don't live in the ghetto anymore, but it's, but the ghetto's really only a stone's throw away, so.
Has it changed much? Has the neighborhood changed much over the years?
Not the neighborhoods I grew up in. No, they're still pretty fucked up.
Is Gilman Street still there?
Yeah, it is, and it's doing well. They've got the kids that are running it right now I think they're doing a great job, and every once in a while I get swing in and watch a show there, and I think they're because people care about it, that it's still going strong.
So the spirit is still alive in the old neighborhood.
I think so. And there's a lot of really good young punk fans out there too, so people want to see them.
Well, thank you, Mike. I very much appreciate you coming on the Rock Report, and we're looking forward to Green Day next Thursday at the MTS Center.
Cheers. Can't wait.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.